breeze outside. I'm not looking forward to going out for now. The morning sunshine was bright against the window, but the hostel was quiet. I appeared to have been the first one up. I poured myself some hot tea and lingered a while in the warmth. But it was soon time to set out. So oddly, there was no one at the counter, so I've left them a message and then just gone ahead and left. It's a beautiful morning. That was probably the cheapest hotel. Well, it's not really a hotel, it's a dormitory, but the cheapest accommodation I've ever stayed in Japan. And for what it was, I think it was pretty good. It was comfortable, it was kind of nice, has that nice eccentric feel that I like. It was warm and clean, so we're good. The air was bright and crisp, and I was feeling great about the prospect of a day spent in the mountains. Okay, it's gonna be an hour or so bus ride up to the Oku-Nikko area, where I think we'll go ahead and hit the hike at Sanjo Kahara Plateau first, and then we'll check out the lake area after the hike. That's the plan for today anyway. A long and winding road called the Irohazaka connects Nikko town with the more remote and rugged Oku-Nikko area, where I am headed this morning. A month or so ago, the trees here would have been ablaze with autumn color, and the roads congested with admirers. Alright, we just got off at Ryuzu no Taki bus stop, and Ryuzu no Taki means Dragon Head Falls, and I am walking to the falls in question right now. The Ryuzu, or Dragon Head Falls, marks the beginning of the trail I'm hiking today. Around the falls stood a small collection of wooden buildings, offering various souvenirs, food, and a nice elevated lookout over the falls themselves. For just a while, I let myself be tempted into the warmth of a little restaurant. So I didn't manage to get a snack before getting on the bus earlier, but fortunately, there's a nice little cafe here so I can get a snack. This is I think it's a kind of a local specialty kind of thing. It's called Yuba Karage. Oh, that is good. I think it's sort of a tofu skin thing, but they put some like onions and leek on it. The combination of flavor is actually really good. Alright, and now for that hike. That was pretty good. It doesn't sound as good as it tastes, but it tastes pretty good. Done with procrastinating, I finally got started on the trail. Initially, a paved walking path tracing the falls upstream. path led up to a bridge and a road crossing, before plunging into the forest, where, unlike the vibrantly coloured town yesterday, the icy chill of winter was already well underway. The trail led past an animal barrier, leading further into the forest, still loosely following the stream, murmuring nearby.
Ah yeah, this is nice. It is well past the autumn leaf season this high up in the mountains, but in exchange the trail is quiet, it is peaceful, there is this light layer of snow over everything. I dig it. I dig it.
I eventually crossed the stream on the wooden bridge, and underfoot, the trail soon turned from a dirt path into a boardwalk. The Senjogahara marshlands, a vast, lonely expanse of orange bush, embraced around its edges by great dark-coloured mountains. The great spaces are flat and seem like plains, but they are actually 1400 meters above sea level, far in the highlands. The boardwalk meanders along the western side of the marshlands, still largely tracing the river upstream. Hiking the marshlands is a joy. The relaxing boardwalk affords ample opportunity to look out into and be immersed in the ethereal highland spaces, to take in the coldness, the isolation, and the natural grandeur.
Highland marshlands, man. What can I say? It's like my new favorite thing. I mean, look at that thing. Look at it. This is great.
The trail continues along, hugging the marshes for a few kilometers more. Eventually, the trail led me back into green woods.
Looks like there's a massive rest area here, but probably no rest for me. I think I've spent way too much time gawking at the marshes earlier already, so gonna have to pick up the pace a bit. This trail is wet. Kind of like walking on ice kacang right now. Ice kacang that's been left out for like 10 minutes. Got some slush in my shoes. That's not fun. That's apparently supposed to be kind of a bad bell. Says you can ring it if it's too quiet and if you're alone, so you hear that? That is the sound of roaring water.
All this time I have trekked upstream, and it has finally led me here, to the foot of a remarkable waterfall. Its name is Yudaki, which actually means hot water falls. Take a guess why.
Impressive, isn't it? This waterfall drains from Lake Yunoko, which is up there, which unfortunately is also my destination, so I'll have to climb this set of stairs that runs parallel to the waterfall and get to the top.
I soon set foot above the falls, where the chief source of the river's waters pooled deep in the highlands.
And this is the lake, which marks pretty much the end point of the hike. That is nice. Also, there's a smell of sulfur here, and you know what that means.
Unsurprisingly, there are hot springs in this area, which also partially feeds into the lake, explaining the name of the erstwhile waterfall, and also the lake, Yunoko, or hot water lake.
Nice little town here, and naturally I'm looking for a place where I might be able to use the bath before I take the bus back. That would be cool. Let's go take a look. That deer just looked up, took one look at me, and then went back to eating grass. Okay, so I randomly walked into a hotel that Google reviews says has day bathing available, and sure enough, 1,000 yen, towel included. Looks like a nice place. I shall go and take a bath, and then I'll check with you later. Okay, that was fantastic, totally worth it. And I think this is mountain water.
It was clearly off-peak for the hotel, and I had the spaces mostly to myself to enjoy.
Okay, that was excellent. Everybody left at the end, so I could very quickly, take a shot of the bath area to show you. The bath water has a very nice pale green cloudy appearance. It looks very pretty. I think the Japanese people will tell you that this is the good stuff, but it doesn't smell very good. Anyway, it's still relatively early. I think I'll be able to do a bit more sightseeing before we leave the area. So, off to the bus. Okay, we are now at the Chuzenji area, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go and find and check out Kegon Falls, which I've seen once many years ago, and I remember being very impressed by it.
Unlike with Yudaki, I couldn't walk up to the falls itself. Instead, I beheld Kegon standing upon a tall platform and watched the long cascade of its white waters plummet in the shadow of the imposing cliffs.
That is an impressive waterfall. Apparently one of the 3 great falls of Japan. I don't know what the other 2 looks like, but this one is pretty great. So this is gyoza korokke. They basically stuff the gyoza into a korokke, and while that sounds like a food crime, it goes surprisingly well together. This is really good. The korokke itself is very well made, so delicious. This has no business tasting this good, really. So right there, that's Lake Chuzenji. Very beautiful in the sunset. I'm gonna see if I could maybe secure myself like a sightseeing cruise, if the timing works out. Never mind, so much for that idea. Guess we'll just hang out by the lake for a bit and then we'll head back.
I tend to be the sort to try to spend my time doing things. But here I am given a chance, almost an imperative really, to just chill. So I took it easy, strolling alongside the peaceful Highland Lake in the last hour of my time in Nikko.